historic review.
Sorry about that.
So that's okay. So, that's a fairly simple thing. We won't need any wastewater, or stormwater review because of the size of the project. Now, if we start affecting the street, Route 100, that might open up some other things, but so far we're far enough, we're out of the right of way, so we wouldn't be affecting any of that. So just quickly, then let me show you what the 4 options were. This SK1, we're calling it, put a lift and stair on the back of the building, removed the basement access that's, you can see my mouse circling, that's right about there, and then got the basement access underneath the stair we were adding. Makes it much harder for the streets people to get their signs in and out of the basement. Not sure whether that's good or bad for them, but that's what we were showing at this point with this particular one. I like to say, when before we get too much further into it, that we can mix and match ideas here. So we've just shown this one way. Another option would be that the lift opened actually into this hall somehow and not into the stairwell. One of the things we need to do is keep the lift cannot open into the stairwell itself. So you'll see there's a door at the bottom separating it and the door at the top separating it. So it keeps the stair fire rated away from the lift. And things can slide left or right, up or down. We just sort of drop them in here. There are existing pews in this corner here that in this particular plan, we just took them all out. One of the things we looked at was the seating capacity. 70, is that correct, Alex? 75 in the pews plus standing room, and so it's over 50, which means you need 2 exits. So in this particular case, we would rebuild. Well, maybe we wouldn't have to, but my guess is that they would make us rebuild one of these stairs to actually meet code, as well as having the new exit stair in the back. Moving on to option 2, we just showed that a little differently. Still an addition on the back, but it leaves the basement access where it is, and sort of forms a elevator lobby that's separate from the stair altogether. Again, there's several different ways we could do that. This one big elevator lobby could be on the 2nd floor instead of the 1st floor if we kind of reorient the stair, twist it around the other way. So either floor plan could go on either floor, I guess is the way I'm going to put that. Another one we looked at was dropping the elevator, or sorry, I'm calling it an elevator. It's actually a lift. We're not even into a Lula, which is a more expensive version of a lift, because of your floor-to-floor height is low enough. It's only 2 stops, so we can do a lift. And we're showing a 42 by 60 lift, which is not the smallest they make, but sort of a little. It's big enough so you can get 2 people in there, somebody with the person in the wheelchair. So this one dropped it in on the 1st floor so that it goes through the window. It's accessed only from inside the hall downstairs and upstairs as well. We lose some pews in both areas in order to do that. I have some ideas about how the roof would work, but we're not into that yet, because why worry about it if you decide this isn't the way to go? Because of the size of the lift, on the 1st floor, we end up with a sort of little dead space, like could be another storage closet or something. Cheryl was telling me about how you use this corridor with tables set up in the, when there are events in the hall. Having the closet there wouldn't preclude doing that. You could still keep the door closed and have the closet there. You do lose this window into the backyard. And then finally, the obvious solution, which would be to take out one of the front stairs, put the lift in this corner. Yes, there's enough room to do it. there's enough space to get our 5-foot clearance. Actually, we only need 4.5, but we do get 5.5 feet in front of the lift here. And again, we haven't really showed it, but this stair would get rebuilt to give us the clearances, an actual egress stair. It would probably come a little further, closer to the bottom door, and we might lose a pew at the back on that side, or we might turn it into a U-shaped stair. 2 options. We haven't really looked at it, but the quick look at it looks like it would fit. And then in this case, we're showing a second egress out the back, removing just a couple of pews and leaving the basement access, but entering and exiting at that end. On the first floor, we sort of created a porch in this case, instead of more interior space on the first floor. So those were our first takes at it. Questions?
Like the last one.
It's the simplest.
On our mind.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it has more room.
Yeah.
Yeah. The door, the door for the last one exits at the bulkhead. It looks at it.
Right.
Right there. Yeah.
So when we rebuild the parking for ADA access to the front door, this is, stepping stones maybe.
I mean, mostly because the stairwell probably on the front of the building is going to have to be rebuilt. If it is, then that just it goes to this design.
Yeah. If they allow us to keep that stairwell, that would be great. But again, we'll have to meet with the AHJ building inspector, determine that. Any other questions or comments on it?
The back stairs are open to the outside or entirely closed in?
I've closed them in this case. Even if they were open, they'd have to have a roof under current zoning or current building codes. But it could be a fire escape with a roof. I can show you pictures of one we just finished in Stowe in about 2 weeks. It's not quite done yet.
Okay. You need to see options back there just to whether it's full staircase or if there's a different.
Yeah, it'd be good to see an elevation plan at some point.
Yeah, that'll be the next step.
I go for this design right here.
I think this is going to be the most accessible.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard for people to access in the back. You'd have to do a lot back there to get people.
Well, at least the door
through.
gets close to the bulkhead, so for winter maintenance, if it has to be open, it's not that far from parking.
Yeah.
Actually, you could bring the parking right around there. Yeah, you probably have to.
Well, they get plowed anyway, so I mean, you can shovel that door out.
Exactly.
Winter.
Once it's an exit, it'll have to be maintained in the winter.
Right.
Yeah.
So the roof where you're pointing right now, that roof will carry to the end of the bulkhead, so that door swing area is covered. That's when that door opens up, the roof above it.
Yes. One other option, too, that we haven't explored yet would be to actually remove the bulkhead and create a covered enclosed doghouse. But the bulkhead seems to be working fine. So just added cost.
I think this doesn't make it required for the person to go through the bottom level to get to the top level. I think it's great if they're just coming in and going up,
Yes.
leaving.
Right.
I think that
Right. They come right in the front door and they go immediately left.
Yeah. 2 separate events can happen. If that ever happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happening. And I'm sure it does. Yeah. I mean, it could. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do think that if there was access to the upstairs and we had a routine meeting up there of some kind, and there could be a time when somebody wants to, book the basement or the downstairs for something else. I mean, and especially if this is feasible and it's accessible, then it opens up a new opportunity for people locally to use it.
Yeah, that doesn't disrupt that hall over to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because that space is used every meeting.
Yeah.
I see a hand in the background.
Like Sean Doherty, first question, do you have an estimate how much these are gonna cost? And if
No.
so, how much? Well, no,
Yeah, not yet. This was, our first week looking at it. We haven't put dollars to it yet. We're actually going to have a third-party estimator look at it and narrowing it down to, this is definitely probably the least cost solution that we're looking at. So if I could put dollar signs as opposed to dollars on them, this would be the $1 sign, and the first one I showed you would be the $4 signs.
what's $1? 400, 500.
Just
I
relative.
don't think it's going to be much. We're definitely going to be, we're not to the point of getting the grant for it yet. There's even a chance that down the line it'll take time to get that grant. We just have to do this before we can apply for that grant.
That's my next question. And are these grants going away with Doge? That's everybody's question.
Yeah,
Don't know.
good question.
I can chime in on that. So we can't predict that at this point in time. The CDBG accessibility modification grants that exist are under threat if the administration, really axes HUD's funding, because this is all coming through the Federal Agency for Housing and Urban Development. But at this point in time, it appears that those programs are holding steady. It's just very hard for us to predict what's going to come in future funding cycles. There are other grants that the town might be able to apply for, but because things are changing so rapidly these days, we're just going to have to wait and see.
So if the town says yes on this, the grants get canceled and the towns has to pay for the whole thing.
It depends on how you word the yes.
Yeah,
It's contingent on the grant. No.
yeah, we wouldn't start construction until we know for sure that we would have the funding for it. It's just that we have grants right now to get this far as getting the plan and the approval through the, for architectural review, making sure that it's all sound. And then I think we'll be in that position later this year or early next year to say whether or not there's something available for us. But we can't even start that process without it getting through this first. So there are grants for this part of the process that we're working through right now.
When does that expire, those grants?
We'll be done with this December. Is that correct, Sarah?
Correct. Yep.
December 31st, yeah.
So the grants go through this process through December 31st.
That's right. And so that's why we're kind of getting through this summer, getting to where we have that approved plan that hits all the marks. And then next year we can start looking to see, is it possible for us to get funding to upgrade? But we can't upgrade without this. So it's kind of like, we're kind of in that process where we've got to get this done and we can get it done. So we're jumping in, but we're not doing it, I think, with any certainty that we're going to have that funded.
Is that reflecting on town meeting thing?
It might be. Yeah, it could be. We could have something ready by that time to at least put out and say, if we have to cover a certain percentage of the funding, then we would go through that process to see if we need to cover a certain percentage of the funding, if a grant matches a certain amount. If not, then we may be sitting here next year at town meeting with absolutely no plan at all. And we'd have to kick it down to another timeline if there's nothing available. But I think that's where we're going to look to Sarah to help us through the process and keep looking forward and saying what's available now, and it's worth the time now to invest and the grant money now to invest to get us to a point where if we do have money there in the future, we're ready to jump on it and take that money and get it done, to make it so that there's that access. But if we don't get there, then we don't get there either.
Funders are much more likely to to fund shovel-ready projects. And so that's what this whole effort is bringing us towards, is being shovel-ready.
One other thing I wanted to point out was that the condition of the floor on the second floor needs to be improved also for access. And I know the board floor is historic, so we'll have to look at ways to, whether it's patch and match and make it smooth, or put runners down on the access paths, that kind of thing. So that's just one thing we noticed when we were there. I had thought I had also seen a structural plan for the upper floor, and then I couldn't find it anywhere in anything I was looking for. So if that exists, that would be great.
Cheryl, he asked about another plan for the upper floor. What was that again? I'm sorry, people are opening windows.
Yeah, a structural plan.
Structural plan for the second floor?
No, I only have what I showed.
Okay.
Okay.
I was imagining things then. We measured everything for the lower floor that we could see, but we haven't done any destructive. And I measured the depth of the floor joists for the second floor, but we're just assuming there's some beams in here on top of those posts, and we haven't gone that far yet.
The ceiling downstairs was replaced like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Any
So
pictures?
that was all exposed. And yeah, pictures. The historic preservation architect, last name was White.
Yeah.
I've got his information at home. I can see if he has anything.
Yeah. A couple of photos when the ceiling was down would be helpful.
I'm not sure if that was Alan Parker that did the carpentry work. It may have been.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have it back. Oh, on that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the architect, I worked with him not that long ago.
Great.
No, there's I have them too.
I also wanted to thank Cheryl publicly for opening the building up when I showed up last Friday, or 2 weeks ago, a week ago Friday, not knowing that City Hall was closed on Fridays.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. We found her.
You're right.
You go on
I think-
forward with this plan.
I think we should, I think at this point in time, if we're gonna start making some plans around it, I think this is the plan that we
Yeah.
really had in mind and that would be the most feasible, and from the, recognizing it would be the single dollar sign, that would probably be where we'd be able to go if we were to think for it. So
Add a few zeros to that, but yes, understood.
yeah, so for the next meeting, we've got that, is that 2 weeks out?
2 weeks out, and we'll do exterior elevations, explore exactly how this front stair could be accessible if they make us do that, and see if there's more information between now and then about the structure of the floor. We'll investigate that a little bit as well.
Okay, that sounds great. Any other questions that we have?
No, that's good.
Okay, that's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right.
And
Thank you.
if we
appreciate
can
your time.
keep making decisions like this, it's going to go a lot faster than we all hoped. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Have a great
good.
day.
You too.
Thank you all. Take care.
Yes.
So how much is the grant on this? Yeah.
We've got a couple of them that we're working through. Dollar amount, I believe it's 20,000 that we're splitting between two entities. And so for that, we have architectural services, and then we have what is the historical preservation?
Yeah.
So we've got two phases.
Electrical stuff and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to like 2,800 bucks.
We're We approved previously up to 10,000 for each level.
What was that?
That was the last select board meeting. And then we also had the special meeting, the special session to start talking through this, but I believe it was the last select board meeting that we approved. Might have been the one before. It's in the meeting minutes. Trying to think, was it the last one or the one before? I can't remember. But it was one of the more recent meetings, and then we kind of got underway for them to come out here and start looking the building. So we've had a few visits. But that was in coordination with the grant funding. And we did make sure that it was written in each contract that we signed that it would not go over the amounts that were stated.
Grant.
Yep, in the grant. Great. So with that, let's get the official select board meeting underway. So that concludes the special session. Like we're meeting open. All right. Welcome, everybody. So with that, it does look like we have a couple of people that are online joining. And so we will finish that. We did have on here the GVV architects, which we've already passed on the visitors level. So before we start, is there any opening public communications or comment? Yeah.
I noticed on the agenda, grading and grading contracts and also is grading or
Winter roads.
what happened to the last
He
contract?
He several times had stated he wanted to end his contract. And since our last meeting, he communicated that he wanted to bring his contract to an end.
I didn't notice a meeting that you decided for this.
So that was determined, we posted them, so we posted when we were opening our contracts for those, but we haven't, between the two meetings, we have to get grading done, so we needed to post those. So this is the meeting where we are doing sealed bids. So
There's no agenda item for grading or for any of this. Last month.
because it wasn't, we didn't need it last month. It's happened since last month and now.
My question is not you go off.
So it's not required to go out for quotes if they're, if we post that we're opening quotes for sealed bids. So we've given 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks for people to provide sealed bids for those.
The decision.
It was between Cheryl and I when Shane gave his notice that he was resigning and we needed people to fill in his thoughts. So it was an emergency situation. So we posted. We didn't convene to make the decision.
I don't think you didn't let the townspeople know that you quit.
We did when we posted the openings for the positions.
Yeah, but you didn't send that to me. You didn't have to tell me.
I didn't know we were required to.
Seems to me like you're making decisions and you're not notifying the public.
Well, we're not making a decision. We didn't terminate his contract. He terminated his own contract. So then we opened bids so that we could request those bids to receive sealed bids at this time to replace that contract. So there's nothing to notify other than what we did notify on opening the bids and posting in the paper. We posted in locations around town. We posted a notice online as well as on Front Porch Forum to let people know that we were taking sealed bids because those positions are now open. It was an emergency situation. So we didn't convene as a group to discuss it.
It seems like you probably should have. Second item that I want to talk about is that you approved some sort of reporting. You approved like $104,000 in grading, dirt, gravel, grading, gravel, Harvey,
Yes.
We did,
trucking.
yeah,
I know the town meeting is in. That's what we talked about last week, I would imagine.
we did. Well, we talked about, we took bids.
We've been talking about it for 6 months.
Yeah, we took bids from several different places and Harvey's was the one.
Revenues is because we've been now no gravel for years.
I see it.
5 years.
I didn't see any meeting about going out, what you all did.
We did that over the course of 3 meetings, and we only received one bid that we discussed, I think, at the April or May meeting.
Done with the paper.
We. March.
And with Mike or the ones that.
I call Harvey's and Harvey submitted a bid. And
And then we asked other places for bids and we didn't receive them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that was before I joined my first select board meeting that those were requested.
Yeah, I had asked Acker for the boat too, and their structure was broken down, they didn't have the material. Well, to bid,
It was for seasonal grading,
well, no, for the gravel,
for the gravel for seasonal grading.
for the gravel, for the Harvey. Deal.
Yeah.
And
It seems like there's a loss of communication. Because I looked at the report last week and you made motions to buy the gravel and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't on the agenda.
We reviewed that at over 2 agendas. We
It
were,
was on last month's agenda. Is it violation? Also, you made there's a couple things, but also with the gravel, you have made a motion. We decided not to have them with $2,000 that you owed.
Yeah.
$1,905. That wasn't on the agenda.
it was on the agenda because we talked about it. Yeah, it was on the agenda. And Cheryl, can you pull up the last agenda?
There wasn't a motion on it. It was on, Mike was saying, let's get them to pay $1,000. So you paying $1,000, but then it was decided, we'll just take $2,900, which was $500 short. They figured out, and then the statement was.
So we should balance
balance
it. Yeah, so we could balance it and move forward. Because
The motion on.
I'm talking about it.
I remember looking at it.
We were trying to decide if to force him to continue to pay. But Kenny's communication with him was, it sounds like it's not gonna be easy to get him to finish paying it. He wants us to take that material. So we have projects, if we have projects that need that material, then it sounds like, well, I guess Butts, did they use some in Butts? You know,
Did we do that?
we had some on Maston Hill that was like this one, and then we had some on.
What's the motion?
One.
You saying made an obstinate. If you made the decision to accept the motion.
It wasn't seconded. I'm pretty sure it was on the agenda though. I don't recall that at all. Not making the motion to move forward with it. I can review, and then if we need to, we'll put that on the next agenda, when we can go back with it. I don't know that anything's been,
You know, now you had it also on the.
any material that we get out of there, 18 months, we're getting kind of like half price reality. In other words, to replace that material in some other location, cost is double.
You know, what's not on the agenda? I mean, it's.
You
Do you see it on the agenda?
no, but I think that we took it up during the road commissioner update, and I think those were things that we needed to talk through with the road commissioner.
Talking about $104,000.
We talking about $104,000, or are we talking about the Bono gravel?
$60,000 from Harvey, and then you added shipping for another $44,000.
Yep. Which,
And then,
Well, no,
and then that was not on the agenda. You had a quite long discussion about, it. Mike was saying, why don't you just let him pay his payments? Then it decided, actually, you said decided it's close enough.
it should be a wash.
That first time is something like this. No, don't do it. No, wait. And then you look, then you said, close enough, the gravel's only worth $2,400.
Yeah.
But he owed $2,900. Can I have a $500 break on my taxes because the guy?
No, but
Year.
then we discussed that there would be potential of continued costs for storing the gravel there. So if we can call it even and we can break even, then I think it was a good fair match.
Yeah.
And so I think we were moving forward to find out if that was acceptable.
Wasn't on the agenda.
Well, then we can put that on the agenda for the next meeting. We can hold any action. I don't think any actions has it been taken
Well,
with,
Sure it has.
have we taken any action with the Bull Mill gravel?
I'm not-
We haven't taken any action. We talked it through, but I don't think we,
I wrote a letter and no one's responded.
yeah. So if there's no action taken, so we'll move that and we'll put it on the next meeting agenda.
It's policy.
The $2,900 or $2,400, I don't,
It's $29.80 or something.
yeah, that's,
But then Bruce figured out, or someone figured out, and it was only worth $2,400.
that's right.
Then you said, well, Paul, even.
That's not, that I think is negligible. I don't think that's big dollars. I do understand. I was under the impression that we had been waiting months to make an agreement on accepting the bid for Harvey's because we had gone out to bid and requested other bids and we only received one bid
Right.
from Harvey's. And we've been talking about that bid for 3 months. And so we made a decision during the,
Yeah.
it's been on the agenda.
Once on the agenda to make a decision against open meeting. You don't have it on the agenda. Gosh. You're doing motions that really don't hold any weight because it wasn't on the agenda.
Okay, well,
Trust me, I know how. to read them.
I do also, and I apologize, I really thought that we were fine on that because it had been something that we had been kind of kicking down to a future meeting, but at this point in time, can we delay Harvey's?
No.
To deliver another time?
He's on schedule for the 18th, August 18th. So, and that's why we had to put the grading out to bid because we don't have the grading.
Yeah, this was discussed early in the spring, and it was actually supposed to happen in the spring. That was the original discussion.
No,
But we didn't have, at the time, we had no bids. We were out to bid. We received this bid and it's just taken us several months to accept that bid. And so,
it's the dollar website. So only 5 people just like $50,000. In the newspaper. Document the thing.
I think so. I mean, that started in the spring. I'm not sure if it's documented or not. I can look into that. It's documented that we reached out to people. Yeah. but-
I called Harvey's and Harvey sent us a document. That was my contribution here.
Well, that you received as well.
Yeah, we did have a second, like partial quote that did not give us the entirety of what Harvey's quote did, and we discussed that, I believe, at the May meeting.
The suppliers for the gravel. We got it limited. So. It's Harvey's or it's Middlebury or it's Randolph. So
Which is gonna
if you're gonna go buy 3,000 yards of gravel, where are you gonna go? Harvey's.
How much more is it gonna cost to go to Millbury?
A lot more than fuel.
What percentage is it gonna cost to get the gravel here?
Twice as much.
Okay, so what should we do?
I also listened to your conversation that you were getting flat tires on your.
Yeah, so the coarse stuff, if it doesn't get buried in the mud, it's sharp. Yeah, it was cutting tires. So, where Kenny did in front of Judy's and, by Bruce's, that got the second.
All right.
So, well, I'm gonna look into it, and if we need to, then we'll hold a special session, and we'll have that as our decision. We don't have it delivered yet, we haven't paid for it yet, so. And we'll share the 2 bids that we received.
Right. None of we were looking, materials gonna be double.
People are hungry for work. If somebody else wanted it, they would have been on it.
Right. Yeah, 'cause we've
Sure.
been talking about it for 5 months.
Yeah.
In the paper.
Yeah.
Been talking about it for 4 years.
Right.
You don't know, saying.
Um.
Okay.
Anyway, do we want to move up the opening of the bids? So these guys don't have to say anything all night long, or?
Yeah, that would be fine. I'm good to do that. I guess first I'll just ask, are we okay to approve the agenda? Is there any needs for amendment?
Make the motion for the agenda, seconded.
All in favor? So that is settled. Okay, let's move up. Sealed bids. And we have winter road maintenance. We have grading. And this is,
That's our ditching, North Island ditching job.
okay. And are we
have to. Open
we have to open it?
the grant expires this year.
The grant expression, so we have to open it and we have to move to accept it or deny it.
We have to figure that out.
I'm gonna start with, so I'm gonna start with winter roads. And we received 3 sealed bids for that.
And who's that from?
So the first one that I'm opening is Acre Excavating. And this one is listed at, as an hourly rate.
Yep, but that he did not want to do the lump sum because he wanted. to pay
You want-
everybody.
Okay. So this is a $250 an hour loader rate and a $250 an hour plow truck rate. What would we assess that being as a total? That could vary based upon snowfall. Right?
Right?
We have a light snow here. We might save money. Snow. Oh. Well, we have, well, which one, like, I mean, that is really how it goes, and it, you know, I don't, and it really depends on.
That's why.
Okay, wow.
Thank you, Arthur Construction, for the bids.
Yes,
I asked him. if he wanted
Are they out?
to do
yeah,
it.
we might not have
He
enough,
said no.
I don't think we have enough information on that one to give us a good, but I do think that's fair, I mean, it is a fair way to bid, so I don't think it's,
And that's what we have towards the hourly rates, right?
yeah. But I think we would need a better estimate or a minimum, so.
I would say, yeah. It should have been lump sum like we've been doing. Well.
Well, I mean, it's a good bid. It's just a matter of not knowing. And so that's where on a per hour bid, I'd like to see minimum
Yeah.
expense and a maximum expense, like,
We don't know where we're at with that. That's crazy for them to do it that way.
And a huge system.
That's the way it was.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
they,
Try the hour.
they won't do it. Yeah,
I didn't see
okay.
it. I wouldn't like to- Okay, ECS excavating.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until we're through. The second is from ECS Excavating. Right, okay. All right, this is a breakdown. The per hour breakdown. But then this one also, I'm not sure of what the maximum would be. It would be based upon.
The sheet that I got didn't show, I wanted anything out in front of mine and, by the,
By the hour.
so then I'll put a breakdown per machine, per truck.
Wait, somebody come up this one over.
Should have been one number for there. Should have come through. It doesn't.
I'm wondering though, like if we could.
Didn't ask for one number.
That's right,
No.
that's right. There's one number, you get winners and you get losers. You got one number, you
Well,
get a really super hard snow year. And a contract and losers, you get, you get a very, very mild year and the contractor wins with that. But the same other, this is why they have money gas prices are dealing with now.
Yeah.
You guys only spend 100 hours with everything over there. Right.
And these are the per hour rates.
Each,
Yeah.
Okay,
each, yeah.
okay. I
And
think that's fair.
and that's
No, where I read.
pretty similar to where you guys are at with Hancock too, right?
Same exact thing.
Great. And next is Jared Lowe. Hey Jared, how are you? Good. Right. We've got winter maintenance. Let's see here. This is for minimum 3-year contract, November through April. Any plowing prior to November, days after April, be at no further expense. The 2015 International Plow and Wing Mid Sanders, 2000 International Plow and Wing Mid Sanders. You'd be doing this yourself? There's insurance certificates for liability and everything. Total dollar amount per year would be 71,000, 11,833 per month. You gotta think about what that looks like for. This is for
Well, there's no, hourly rate, is there hourly rate?
with the. What are we thinking there? If you were to do this one. We're gonna have to do some fast math here.
Well, yeah, I mean.
No, it's not. It would be, I mean, if you had, if he had to per day, if he had to go around every day, it would be less than $400 a day. Right? Is that right? Yeah,
That's how many days you base that on.
Yeah.
I based it on 30 days a month. I mean, that's basically like, that would be less than $400 a day. So depending upon how many hours a day. That it needs to be done every day. Which there may be need during some peak times to be done every day and some peak times not, but still that would be. If it's 8 hours of plowing for half the month and then none all the every other day, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's half.
How much bid it? Right. Right, you kinda gotta stick, you gotta stick with it by the hour, then you gotta go by the hour, yeah.
I'm some.
I really think it should have been one on some. You didn't see that. I don't know, I gave that motion, some.
Yeah, hourly rate.
At least, yeah. That's me.
That's what you asked. This is what went up. Different rates each year. There's operators, yeah. So I think, I mean, if we were to average,
Well. I think we're bound kind of by the way it's written.
well, that's fine. It's just a matter of how we want to break it down. So if that's the case, then I would say a $250 estimate against this estimate is much higher. So that would be out. That would be between these two. Take into consideration these with an average hours per month. And I think that'd be the only fair way to break it down. And so if we were to say an average hours per month that there's plowing,
Well,
which I think
yeah,
a fair
I think
assessment.
legally we're this being written up the way it is, it's not by the hour and or
No,
by a lump sum, I mean, it's
We-
by the hour, so.
yeah, but we can take that by the hour and say it's based upon something else. I don't wanna
Yeah,
discount a bid because of.
how many
it's
hours?
Confusing how it's written.
I'm trying to be as impartial as I can. How many hours do you think you had into the plowing the last time you did it?
It's 4 years ago. Years ago.
Memory.
You don't honestly,
I can do a fair assessment of how often somebody is next door in the time.
honestly, I made more money.
Okay, I don't feel-
I made more money when it was lump sum than I did when it was hourly. Yes, you don't plow the whole month of April. Usually, you maybe get 3 storms in April. In November, each year, November, there's 2 months. There's almost, I mean, $20,000.
That's where it could make up.
I
for
mean,
it if
but
it's
then again, at the
heavy
same
snow.
time, in February and January, you plow, we have months where it might be $20,000 instead of just 10.
Yep.
So I can't say for sure where you're saving or where you're gaining, it depends on the winter.
Yeah,
Should have been a lump sum number,
yeah,
and it should have been a 3-year contract, that's how this should have gone out.
But it said, in the paper that I got, that it said it wanted it with.
a breakdown.
I didn't,
It said between 25 and 26, it didn't even say continuous, it said a continuous winter, but it didn't say that in the dates.
Yeah.
Above the letterhead.
yeah,
So
because
that's,
these guys are investing a lot of money no matter what, no matter who they are,
Yep.
and they're committing to people.
Yep.
And so they need a 3-year contract for their investment.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it should have been written up as a lump sum and a 3-year contract.
Mhm.
So they can invest what they need to invest,
Mhm.
and then it's a commitment for us for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's how it should have been written.
But it wasn't.
it was,
I didn't see it.
I saw it, but I had no idea how the past was written. I think I just relied on how it's been written in the past. So.
I am
And you
good
gave
with
your
it.
stamp of approval on this, so I'm not putting it on you, but I am saying you gave your stamp. So I'm wondering if you can look at this and say,
I,
fair assessment between the two.
I'm good with it either way.
I'm willing to do a breakdown and say this is what it would look like and give a fair assessment.
That's fair to either one of us now.
Right.
I know.
For a certain way, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be happy with it by the lump sum if both of you did it, or I'd be happy by the hour. Both of you had. You didn't did it by the hour.
That's great, and I think that,
one was in a lump sum, I mean.
No,
yeah, so I think that there's confusion. And I think I don't want to be unfair to anybody who's put a bid in. Either way. So
You're gonna have to be unfair to somebody.
we will, but that also means we might not be able to make a decision.
You can't wait too much longer, we're already in August, I mean, in order to buy a truck and everything. Right, like, it's 18 months to buy a brand new truck right now and have it set up.
Yeah. So that comes down to,
but all of you guys are in the same boat with that. You're them on a truck.
if,
I mean, no, I've got.
what we have in front of us.
At the same time, it's like, right,
So we have one that's anywhere between $120 and $150 per hour based upon the,
depends on how much more I'm gonna get ready.
that's for ECS.
So 150 to what?
120 to 150, depending upon what they're using.
The 150 is the greater and loader though,
Right.
that's not, I mean, we're not plowing roads with loaders.
So those are all good numbers.
Yeah, typically these two. While you're using the 950, are you using the 950 to
The sand?
load stand?
926 either. With the pilot stand? Or the,
The load the stand.
well, when you load the stand, we never charge for the loader anyways, because you're thinking truck rate going.
What's the truck rate?
120.
120.
So the only time you got loader rate is when you're pushing back the snowbanks or doing things with the loader, right?
Right.
Cause you can't charge a loader rate and a truck rate at the same time, if you're only one guy.
And you're pushing the machine right through your wing, the grader.
Right.
What did Jared have?
He had 11, 833, 33 per month, which breaks down. There's not an hourly rate, but it's a daily rate of like one for 300 and less than $400 a day. Which if you were to say, how many hours per day does somebody plow? It would be tough, but we could get closer to coming up with an hourly rate on that. If we were able to have an estimated number of,
So
Average
if
hours.
Jared's rate at $71,000, and you turn him down to an hourly rate, and that only puts him at $400 a day, how is he supposed to? I mean, he's supposed to hold that number.
he does hold that number.
They have to hold that number.
Yeah, because it is.
But how is that fair to him?
it's
Because
very-
right now, you know what I'm saying though, how is that fair to him? Because if you put him, I think it comes out to like $100 or $60 an hour for his truck. Are you gonna run your truck for $80 an hour?
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah,
And you're gonna run your dog truck for $80 an hour when the same guy would do it, or when you would do it differently for more money.
The real question is, how is the bid written?
that's great.
Right.
It's
Yep.
written poorly.
It is written.
Now, to do it legally, you often take the hourly rate. So you can't do them, or you can reject it all. Exactly.
And put it back.
Right.
Hope that these guys are gracious enough to bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guess if you wanted to rebid it, that would be the only way I would go, other than with it.
If it's gonna be rebid, then we need a bid spec that's gonna be apples to apples.
Mhm.
The way it's, well, it was written by the hour, meaning it would be. I would take the legal bid, the way it's written right now, but
I think you have to.
I think we have to.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
I,
It's 1 year.
And then you got.
Yes, it's written up for 1 year. It has an option
We take
in the
that.
select board to resolve, or continue it.
Yeah, we take it.
I would be happy taking that number. I apologize, I don't, I wish you bid it the way it was written. That's all. Hopefully next time we do.
I think
So, when I-
that is the way that has been done in past years. And so that's too, I think that, setting a standard is one thing and then asking for new information is another thing.
When it goes out next year, we're gonna bid it as it was last year, that they include the equipment. And they have a flat rate
Mhm.
for that truck to plow for the winter, and we do it for a 3-year contract. These guys can cover their costs, and they know they have a predictable. And they have staff that they're carrying year in, year out. That's the way, it's the right way to do, so we have people that can continue to take care of our roads for us.
All right, any other thoughts or questions from you two?
No, I think if we rebid it, people might not bid on it again and it'll be out in the cold. too. So that's always a possibility.
Yeah, stand by what we've done.
I mean, handcuff it by the hour, and they've done it by the hour for a long time, and
Well, we've used it before.
Right.
We did it before. Yeah, it's not.
we seem to be happy. I'm not saying Granville's better.
No. We think it's the best way for us to have a contractor that,
Flat, well,
yes,
it's better if it's a flat.
that's right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think that's why we did it before, and I,
Then you're going.
I personally would rather it be by the, lump sum than I would, because at least then the bank knows what I'm guaranteed to get. I know what I'm guaranteed to get.
When you
And then
buy a new truck, you're
the
getting.
truck payments are there every month for the 6 months that you promised that truck to see money.
Much easier to get along. When you got a dollar figure in front of you.
so, do you have a motion to move on? Any of this here?
I think we take the $250 an hour one. For 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah. Taking 2 hours to get over and back. I think we take the ECS
Yeah,
bid.
ECS was written down correctly, and that's how you guys asked for it. And that's what we have to accept right now. We have part of that.
Okay.
And, but, I mean, between now and next year, we sit down and look at these and draft something that is a lump sum and it's clear for these guys and they know what they have, and it's a 3-year contract. And also based on performance too, which, you know, all of it's all clear.
Yep.
Motion,
Make a motion to accept ECS's bid for the pump. Oh, yeah. So maintenance for a second.
um.
Good.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Right.
Okay, any opposed? Right, CCS
I think we
will
better job of
do,
our apples to oranges.
Yeah,
part of this.
yeah, when it gets,
Using bid sheets again, we started using. bid sheets.
yeah, we need to review these together. Yeah.
And
yeah,
a little bit rush.
we were rushed. I only saw the format that was sent over to you. I looked at it, I figured that's what we had done. So I apologize. I am new.
I came to.
I am learning.
To make sure that that's the way it was gonna be.
Yeah. And I promise, I am learning, so I will not make the same mistakes more than once. So like going forward.
I guess I
Noted.
don't know if Jared didn't see it or didn't read it.
I think Jared was going off of what he was knew had happened in past. So I know he reached out to people that had past bids to see how he should write the bid up, and he wrote it that way. So
I know he spoke to Shane, because he was gonna purchase Shane's equipment. Beyond that, I don't know what was said.
He submitted it.
before we. All right, so I guess next on our agenda is for grading. Grading bids. And we have the first one from Acker Excavating. This is for the remainder of this season
And next season too.
and next season. Next summer. And this is listed as $200 per hour for moldable board grader and $150 an hour for the roller.
Yeah, the roller is if needed. If we do, but
Yeah, that was the question I was gonna have, is because it didn't specify if it was gonna go each time or not. I mean, it would just be the same price, usually grader or.
This is ECS. Good. So thanks.
if needed, when we do it, the big difference, one gravel and more.
Okay, this is for the 230 horsepower, weight 34,752 pound, mold board, 12 foot 4 inches, Volvo G730B grader is $150 an hour, and the roller is $100 an hour. So the bid ECS is lower than Acker.
Yeah,
Is it equitable?
that's equitable.
Yeah.
You running that too, or what is Randy?
You don't want.
Okay, any concerns or questions?
Nope. I love it's.
Okay. Motion to
Make a motion to accept the bid for ECS excavating and grading bid for. Cheer.
I will say,
all right, all in favor?
Like,
Any opposed? That is so. And then last, we have a closed bid, and this is for the North Hollow ditching and culvert number 10 replacement, and this is for the grant work being done. Any other information on that?
No, it's not a spec fire, but
We have one
we
bid,
definitely, we know what that is.
ECS.
Nobody else bid on it, did you?
No,
Not one person.
no.
Really, this is a different. Well, this needs to be done. Like, we're September, see.
And
One culverts and.
what do we have in grant for the funding for that?
I think it's 9,000 or something. I mean, it's not, this is a little tiny job. This is the one that we went for the Chevette job on.
Okay, so the one bid we have on that is $17,320.
Yep. We gotta take it.
Do we have funding for it?
That's called two.
That's
Yeah,
a culvert,
culvert.
that's 2 pieces of under drain and then that's removing the berm and scrap plug ditching.
Whatever.
Is there a lineal footage there?
So this is not the one that's the $25,000 that we have to pay, that they'll give us 20,000? What is this one
It's the different one that we just applied.
that we just applied for?
Yeah, you spoke about projects.
Yep, yep. I remember. I just was thinking that this was the,
It was,
Yeah.
we were gonna do the other one first, but this one got written out first, so this is on the table
Okay.
first, and the other one we still have to do, I think, for next year. That's it, we accept.
you move to accept it?
Take a motion to accept ECS's bid for the ditching. North Hollow.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Right.
Right, so move. PCS is excavating and landscaping bid is accepted for the North Hollow Road ditching and culvert project.
142 out. 320.
Yes. All right,
I think that's all, isn't it?
Yep.
that is all the bids.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Good night.
Yeah.
So let's move to financials and improvement of payment orders. Review. My computer is so hard through those ones. I'm just gonna look at the big that. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Get pens. I don't think I can do that. We'll chat about that in a moment. So much fun. Pens. Documents. Liability check for the Vermont Department of Taxes for payroll.
Jordan, $65. How did that happen?
Was for,
Nancy sent them an email.
yeah. An email
Wrong number.
That's email charge?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
So,
for taxes.
Usually it's not $65, it'd be $650.
Right.
you know, send them a letter.
Delinquent taxes.
Well, we need to make a decision what we want to do about delinquent taxes, because obviously he's an attorney, so every time he does
Yeah.
anything, any attorney, they come up with a policy, they're gonna charge you $50 or $75 to pick the dang phone.
So the state created new rules on that. I mean, we should have those rules so we know what those standards are. It's all new last year.
Well, we have the statutes, but it's saying the VLCT is saying, what I'm saying is VLCT is telling me you probably should have your attorney do it, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
There's too many places. I don't want to be put in that position. So the question is, what do you guys try to do? We'd rather do it heavy. I mean, I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Grant. Is this the one that had the grant that was discussing?
That's the culvert,
The other
that's the
culvert,
culvert on, that just got done, isn't it? Northwoods.
Northwoods excavating, yep, that's the budget, okay. Just sign that out. Okay, approved payment orders. Review of financial reports. The ones with tax description. And also, I don't think Kyle's gonna join, but I feel like we should move Kyle's to another time. Discussion. Sure.
Yeah, Kyle's not joining.
No, so I think we should probably move that, because I don't think everybody else had a chance to look through the mitigation plan changes. And
The,
because last time we had that list of like the top, we were trying to narrow it down to the top
I
five.
just read through them.
I read through them too, but I still feel like there's either redundant or things that aren't. What do you think? I don't want to go into a different thing, but I was just thinking.
Yeah, I don't know how much it really changes. I mean, they're gonna be conscientious of our town, I think, and
Mhm.
it changes a whole heck of a lot, really.
And, yeah, we want to keep this moving along with the stuff too.
So there was the question about the Mascoma account.
But what it is we, in the past, Kathy always went to Mascoma for that TAN loan.
Yeah.
We would have that, safety net. And in the past, quite a few years, we had the ARPA deposit account at Mascoma. You had to use that money or lose it. So we no longer have a deposit account at Mascoma, but they did give us the TAN loan. And then after they gave us the TAN loan, they told me that we have to have some sort of a deposit account for that.
Yeah.
In the future, next year, we could do the TAN loan with Bar Harbor because we have everything there, but for now, they want something. Now, they wanted a fairly large amount, and I said, we don't have it. So when I talked to Patty Moynihan, she said that a CD would be considered, which would give us our best rate of return, would be considered a deposit account. So the question is, we decide how much money and where we want to take it from, so that we can open that CD and have it there at least for the duration of the TAN.
And the TAN loan expires when?
So I think it's September, 1 year, so it's gonna be September, August, something like
Of
that.
next year.
Oh, next
Wait,
year.
no, it's gonna be. Yeah, year.
Next year.
Yeah, of next year. Yeah.
So I mean, we can do 5-month CD or a 6-month CD. 6 month has a better return by about, so not quite 2 something for 5 months,
Yeah.
4 something for 6.
And she wants the 100,000.
She wanted it. I said, we don't have that. We don't have that. I mean, if you want us to have a deposit account, we're gonna have to do what we can do. And
Yeah,
because that should have been, they didn't even catch that until after they'd already done the TAN loan.
What do they charge the TAN loan for?
Well, they don't charge us anything if we don't use any money, and we have it.
so. So would we move money from the money market over to that? For the CD?
Yeah, I think that probably would be the easiest, because if you look at the Carl Morse accounts, there's really, I mean, I think in the Carl Morse accounts, we've got everything on CDs that I think maybe should be,
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, can't be touched. It's the other things that we have left here. You know, you don't wanna, you don't want to take anything from the highway surplus, because you don't know what you're gonna need.
Right.
There's really not. I mean, there's really nowhere else to take it from. We've got the reappraisal account, but we're really in the middle of that, so you
Yeah.
can't really do anything with that.
Carl Morse is what only, what's in there? What else?
About 178,000 roughly. I'm working with Sharon Stearns, so we'll have these.
How is
accounts-
that invested?
Oh, it's in the money market. Right around 4-ish. So I mean, you wouldn't be. This is the money market that I make all the deposits into, so it's really just a matter of moving some money over to Mascoma to make them happy. That we have a key deposit.
They want to make record launching
Yes.
They do, but then they want us to hold it there for
a year.
Well,
6 months.
I checked with her about
4 to 6
CDs because that's the shortest amount of time. I thought that would be, and I said to her, is for CDs acceptable? And she said yes.
Yeah,
So 6 months to get the best rate of return.
Same interest rate, more?
Probably gonna be around the same.
that's what we have.
Just a matter of keeping them
I
happy.
guess if it's the same interest rate, give them the least we can get away with.
Yeah.
And, but make sure that goes back to Carl Morse's fund
Mhm.
when it's done.
Well, do you want it to come out of Carl first?
Well, I guess, I don't know.
You can get it to just come out of the money,
The market's like in 4 as well.
yeah, right around there. I mean, it fluctuates, but
Yeah. Seems like the money market, because the Carl Morse fund was supposed to be only teach from certain projects.
and yeah, and what's in there now, most of what's there, I mean, we had decided previously a year or more ago to take some of those funds, like the preservation fund and things that we knew we weren't going to use right away. We would take and put into CDs, because at that time we were going to make more money, and that was the decision. Bruce and I went to the bank,
Yeah.
and then it was brought up.
Well, be nice to find a secure plans. The amount could be better.
Yeah.
For money.
So personally, I think maybe since the taxes are coming in right now, we could decide on an amount to just take out of the money market, which is where all money's deposited to, and then it comes out of, it goes into the town account, the highway account, and the debit account and pay the bills.
Yeah, it's just 5 months at 4%.
6 months. The 6-month one is the one that gets the better rate of
Because the
return.
federation, yeah.
I guess in the interim, we start to work with Rochester and see what they'll do for us. When we put switches over, upper and interest rates. Yeah, because
For her.
for her, yeah, because I mean, when you're starting to fish, they may come up with a better rate for us too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually check and have them start working with it tomorrow, just to start putting things together.
Yeah, just
Actually thought about going there this year, but at that time, they were extremely short staffed. I mean,
yeah, I
when you get through that period.
tried to do some business with them this spring and it was painful. There was no communication. And I was working with other departments. I've done business here 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
And they just, yeah,
Yeah, they're just.
well, they acquired some another banks this spring. And they were spreading themselves way too thin. And yeah, it wasn't good communication. So we kind of want to feel it out, really, and to see just who we're gonna be working with and what it all looks like.
So. you want to- Then we just need to decide.
Move money over. I think, is it 25,000 is the minimum? To get the best rate?
I think we could do less. Question is, do we have 25,000 to throw in?
Oh, yeah.
We have it in the money market, but are we
You can tell
gonna,
us, you're the one that knows.
yeah. You're gonna need to access that. Do we have access to that money? Are we gonna need it in the next 6 months or?
Because if you're talking about the Carl Morse account, then the only place that we could take that would be surplus to highway surplus. And I don't know what the story is. I mean,
We're gonna be using that
Yeah.
for,
Like,
highway.
that's spent.
yeah,
Yeah, that's,
using that for the highway.
that's what we've been sitting on for the past 3 years, waiting to gravel.
Yeah.
That's been building up, because we haven't had gravel in the bull hill 3 or 4 years.
well, I mean, I think I was thinking more along the line of seeing if they would just settle for 10.
Sure. Sure, throw it out there.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Make the hooks.
I mean,
I think it's just,
25, they're gonna say yes. Say
Sure.
10 and say, and I just say, well, that's all we got.
Yeah.
You're gonna think that they're-
Fire department don't have no money we can borrow.
I'll let you
you're
do.
gonna kick in?
So say, yeah.
Food drop? What do you have? Yes. Yeah, I think, I mean, we're moving funds from one place to another. We're not spending money. I think at this point, yeah, find out what's required in order to keep them happy.
Penny's in trouble tomorrow.
Okay.
I told her that I wait for the meeting, it's over tonight. So we can discuss.
Yeah, and I think just assessing, like, are we, with what's currently in our money market? What we currently have elsewhere, like, what do we need to access? And if we're comfortable with 10,000, then, and we can do
Yeah.
10,000, and that's what it takes for them to,
She's being pushed to do something.
yeah,
So I think if we do something, that's.
Yeah. yep, and we'll have access to
Because I
that.
made it plain right up front, and we don't, you know, when we had the deposit coming, it was the ARPA funds, there was just $100,000, but we don't have that, we just don't have that, so we can.
What
We
if,
only have to have- Yeah, the channel, but what they wanted was a deposit account that had the amount of money in it that matched the amount of money they still be $100,000. But it was close enough, they didn't.
Still good at more.
yeah, I think,
And they also, pretty fatty, did some restructuring between the time that we had our panel prior to this one.
yeah,
So they changed a few things as well.
yeah. So that's where I think if we know it's an amount that we don't possibly know we need to access right away, I also would want to understand the terms if we did need to. I mean,
It would
if
be
it's
like-
locked, but
I don't know, it would be like any CD.
Yeah.
You could take it out sooner. you
what's
would
the
pay
penalty?
penalty.
Yeah, that I want to understand the penalty.
Okay,
Yeah, just so that it's not big, you know?
and the penalty, I'm sure, would depend upon which one of the 6 months you needed,
Yeah,
but I will. see if she can-
goes to maturity,
a little
yeah.
more free as to where the other-
Sounds great. Okay. All right, any questions on balances? Question for you, Nancy. How are you feeling after meeting with Sharon? Do you feel like you're getting things squared away?
Yes.
The numbers look,
Yeah, what we started with was there were in all of the accounts. Checks, et cetera, that had never cleared from way back in 20 and 21.
okay,
So the first thing we thought we needed to do was to clear up everything.
okay,
Excuse your balances. And so, she's making very detailed notes, everything that's done, every journal entry that's made, every check that didn't clear, everything is very detailed. So we're gonna have all that information. We made it through the highway last week. So
Okay.
now we have left the CDs, which that's Carl Morris is pretty
Yeah.
much the last one that we've got left. It's gonna take the time. And then after that, we'll move on to fixing other things. We fixed some things that were not quite right in payroll.
Yep.
Child care tax.
Yep.
That we changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's very knowledgeable and she's easy to work with. She explains everything. You know, she doesn't use the CPA lingo, but nobody knows. What she's doing.
Yeah, all the acronyms and
And when I
Yeah.
ask a question, she's really good about, she'll say, okay, that's a very good question, and 95% of the people I talk to have the same issue.
oh, good.
Good.
So she doesn't make you feel crazy.
No.
Good.
No.
Good.
We usually spend, we've been doing it on Thursdays at
Yeah.
1 o'clock on the clock.
Okay.
We're usually going roughly 2 hours or so. We had a
Okay.
little interruption there this past Thursday because of the disconnected when the power went out, the accident, and then we went back on, but also her daughter was getting married this weekend, and so
Yeah.
after probably not quite 2 hours, I think we decided we finished one account. She's task oriented as opposed to time oriented.
Okay.
So if we're working on an account, if that takes 3 hours, we finish it. If it's an hour and a half, we still. That's what. Yeah, she's very good, very thorough, and very detailed.
Good.
in What's happening, so anybody should be able to follow what's happening.
Do you feel good about the reports?
Yeah.
And where they're at?
Yes.
I don't have any questions on the reports this week. I think they make sense. Any questions? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Email the 3 of you. Tomorrow.
Okay. Now delinquent tax. Before you go. Sorry. Delinquent tax. I did put in here if we need to go into executive session. I don't know if we need to, but I know that we got pretty deep on discussions about delinquent tax and what we were thinking and where people are at. So
I'd like to have the rules, the new rules the state that came up with.
Okay.
I think we should all, give us, Rich, you want to read that?
yes.
I'll give you a ring, this- this- 25. Do they have it?
I think you do.
Right here.
Not a one pager, is it?
Yeah, make it.
Yeah, well, what changed? I mean, it has to be. part of it.
Basically, the PLCP didn't go into exactly what changed. What they said was that they changed things in such a way that there are many, many loopholes now. That if I were to go to a tax sale and miss any one little thing,
It would be void.
well, the town could be liable, we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
That doesn't put me in a position to really wanna.
Yeah,
Move forward without everything.
Right.
so, I guess,
And what Michael had said previously was that there's a kind of limit as to where it makes sense to hire him.
Are we at that limit?
Yeah.
We're at that limit for
Well, not the total limit.
per person. Yeah.
I mean, you think it's still that he has to come in here,
Yeah.
and his, one of his clerks in here to look at all the information.
yeah, that was a $10,000 number, I think.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
somewhere around there, and we've got
We've got one person.
one or two of that, and the one person that's really a good third of what's on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I already spent probably $400 of town money to get him to sign that agreement, which he held to for about, I want to say, 4 or 5 months, and then
Ran out of money.
that's what he does, yeah.
I think that,
And so he's very non-communicative at this point, when I send an email and say, I send, monthly statements every month. But I also sent an email and said, something has to happen here.
Yeah.
And it was, I got back a 2-word email, 3 words.
Working on it.
Working on it.
working on it.
That's
So,
it. No more communication.
so what did you sent an email to the lawyer? And what was the email?
The last email for $65 was when I was, was saying that we have thoughts on fees.
Yep.
Et cetera. because it looked like we were maybe gonna have to move in that direction, because there was no movement. I said, especially on the one that you've already were.
How
So
many words?
working on
There
it.
weren't many words between either of us, but
Working on it.
it's still $65. You know.
Oh, how many words was that? Oh, for the, like, um. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to. Move forward with one, yes.
Let's see, total. Back zone for the town.
South 33,
76.
oh, 76 total, totally, like in total or from that individual,
No, I'm.
in total.
Was over 100.
No, it's about 96,000, yeah,
One person is about.
a third of that. Yeah, it's almost exact, it's about 96, almost 96,000, and they're about 33.
This is what's from 2024.
That's current
Sounds hard.
due.
Like,
Yep.
Well, I'm just reading requirements of the collector of delinquent taxes. Number 1 says 7 types of collectors of delinquent. 7 types.
7 types, what type were,
Don't make some into that list.
Well, I'm just, it's usually our job.
that's her job,
Towns usually have one type.
you're the type.
I'm not like, what is the other 6?
Yeah.
no.
I think that we should,
Attorneys, I guess, they don't outline it.
if $10,000 is the number, and we're not gonna hit that number anytime soon, and we have given leeway for a long time to bring it below that number, and we haven't brought it below that number, then I think that we should look at a plan of next steps to move towards a tax sale. In this case, what do you think?
With just that one individual, I
With
mean, there's
just-
another individual that's almost, I think, almost at 10, you know.
No, I don't, nobody else is at 10 yet, so I think we would wait. I think in fairness, I think we would if somebody surpasses 10, then, we would do the same. We would try to come up with an agreement.
So did the attorney clarify his process? So we know what that process is?
Just, I'm sure that he does them frequently, so.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know the processes I used to do, but like I
Yeah.
said, now that the last training at VLCT, they were pretty blunt, saying, you didn't think that. Tax collectors should do them anymore. Because the state changed, the reason they changed things was because they're worried about homelessness in Vermont.
Yeah.
Well,
I think when they addressed that, they realized.
there was a sale that happened, it was an elderly woman. It was a sale that happened, and because of that, and I don't know what came out of it, they changed the rules. And so instead of just giving us the whole book, it'd be nice to know what was changed.
We can probably get a point by point.
Unless you're
I mean, that's Michael, if you want, because that'll be more than
We-
$65.
We might be able to get that from VLCT, not for a point by point difference.
Yeah, we need to know what the changes are, not just the book and saying this, here it is.
Yeah. I think we could probably ask for that. from
Otherwise, it's
VLCT.
just kind of still leaving you in the dark, right?
Yes.
I can follow up with an email for VLCT,
That'll be helpful.
and see if they can, send us. There is a lawyer on staff there. It doesn't charge us anything, and she's very nice, and maybe she can say, I've got a point by point document that tells the difference.
Yeah, that'll be helpful.
To help your tax collector in this process, so that we can be better informed too of what that looks like. And I think, Nancy, that means between now and maybe the next select board meeting, that we come up with a plan that we can move forward with and post for the next select board meeting.
Right, because you have some there that are less than 10, but there's absolutely no movement whatsoever.
On this.
I mean, there's
Yes.
just. You
That's-
there that made a payment agreement, made one payment in October, and
And I think that too is where if we go down that road, then that's where too, I want to have a better understanding. If 10 is kind of that threshold, then I think that we work off of that. Then I think we also need to look at a timeline. If it's a delinquent amount, but they're paid up on all current stuff over a certain amount of time, they still need to make that up, then let's talk about how
They
they
do that though.
everything has to go towards the delinquent, right?
They're delinquent, it cannot be applied to their.
Okay, so it all
has to
goes,
be applied to their delinquent first.
okay, good,
So.
But they won't
that's
keep
the person that has
getting
the huge
interest.
amount,
yeah,
you have to take into consideration that that's what they're delinquent. And now they've got a new tax bill
okay,
and they're due their first payment in 4 days, and you know that's not gonna happen. So you have to look at what they owe for this
Did
year.
the attorney give you what cost for each property?
Let's say that again.
A budget? The attorney give us a budget on what it's gonna cost for each property?
No, that's what I asked him to do, and he didn't.
if he thinks that the
He
break-even
just-
point is 10,000,
Yeah, well, he
We-
said that.
They
gotta be at least that.
they need to give us a number.
We can charge back the taxpayer attorney fee,
Yeah.
okay,
but only some of them. In other
Okay.
words, if he goes way over, we're not gonna get that back. So that, I think that's why he's saying, you
yeah,
have to hit that $10,000 point.
That's fuzzy half.
Money.
Like everybody else, just like we get this information, they gave us a number. They should be able to give us a number. This is all the same thing.
yeah,
All properties is.
Can you add the lawyer's fees to the amount of, it's,
Well, that's.
there's some that we can recoup, yes,
But you
Yeah.
do that, yes.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is, depending on how extensive the tax sale is, and you know how attorneys charge, so say we can only charge back the taxpayer a certain amount. So he goes over that, we end up eating that amount, so we have to be careful that we're not paying more in attorney fees than what we're actually gonna get from a person.
well, and I think too from the sale, because we don't know what we'll get from the tax lien.
And we know that unless something's changed there.
Yeah.
In order to purchase it at a tax sale, someone has to at least pay what's due.
That's right,
So when one of these people make a payment, you made an agreement that they're supposed to make just say $1,000 a month on their back tax bill payment. So if they make that payment and then pay their current tax as well, does the money go towards their current taxes?
No, you have to apply it to the.
for the previous first,
So it just buries them further and further. I wonder if you, as an incentive to them, if they paid their $1,000 tax bill and then paid it, it'd be an incentive to pay their current bill, apply that towards their current. Can't do it.
Yeah, this system won't allow it.
Well, won't allow the state.
The computer system that we have. We have NEMRIC,
NEMRIC.
and it's just like when they make pay, we don't determine how much of that payment goes to interest and to your taxes.
NEMRIC does.
And they prorate everything so that you know that it's done, correct?
Because I mean, that seems like it would be kind of a deterrent if you owed $30,000 that you're never going to get caught up because you made your current
No,
payment.
then you see what you're gonna do is you're gonna get people that say, oh, well, I can pay my current taxes, so I'll just pay those, and I'll just never make any payments up, because I can't make payments on both. So I
Right.
just won't pay them.
Well, they'd have to make a current, they agreed upon payment. I don't know.
I can't.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Them to make the agreement. I mean, these people signed the agreements, and the agreements clearly state if you default on this agreement, grounds for tax sale.
Sure.
The agreement for the large one that was made with the attorney is $3,100 a month, which happened for 4-ish months. And then there was nothing for 2 or 3 months, and then there was $500, and then there was $1,200, and now nothing. Except working on it. So,
Well,
and when you're owed that much money, the interest, it adds up really quickly. Yes. You know, it's a lot of it does. It's 1.5%.
and I do know a fair number of people in here do make regular payments as they can, and they're trying hard, and they're trying to catch up, so.
And those people it doesn't make sense to do a tax.
Yeah.
Because they are making the.
Yeah.
But there's some that just aren't making any. Or I have one on there that, you know, she usually will do it, make the payment. She contacted me 3 months ago. Lie down her back in bed, can't work. Okay. You posted,
Yeah.
let me know what's happening.
Communicate, yeah.
And then, now she said, you know, okay, we'll be able to start making payments.
Right.
But no communication at all is really, I really have an issue.
Okay. So no decision, but I think that, you know, if we can put together a plan and get some feedback from, VLCT on their, I want to see the difference, we can share, you know, to see the difference. And I think that, you know, on your, you know, assessment, we can talk about that at the next meeting.
And until then, I will hold out email you like.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. All right, we did not need an executive session, so now we have meeting minutes from the last meeting. Right there, right here. Well, that's right.
Yeah, I said in the bell.
I have Jesse to see my dog. So that I have Jesse to see my dog. Oh, let's see. Great. That was true. Thank you.
Who's our planning commission?
They're not here. They're gonna be meeting soon. Did not meet on Thursday because we weren't able to join the WebEx. Then I did talk to him about not needing to have the WebEx and nobody is joining remotely. And they can record the audio, put that out on the website, and you can post that as long as there's full audio. We prefer video, but if they have an issue and have the audio, you at least have this. That's all I got in that. No action for anything.
Her what came to one of the meetings, she seemed to spend a lot of background.
Yeah,
And
it's great to have that energy and,
Yeah.
and everybody seems to have a lot of energy right now, so.
Yeah.
Like everybody, that's good. And Will's funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
That's helpful.
I think he keeps them engaged. so
Yeah.
that's good. Don't have anything that I remember differently from the meeting minutes.
Yeah, no, it's all in order.
Motion to accept the meeting minutes for the July 14th select board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so moved. And then we had the special select board meeting minutes from July 29th. I think that very well covers the meeting that we had.
Yes, Sarah, the whole.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, it's fine. It's great. It's very detailed. We didn't read that long. Yeah, yeah. We didn't read that long. So I was like, yeah, it's verbatim. It looks verbatim. So, yeah. Motion to approve from July 29th.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. So it is. We are approved. Removed. Okay. Next, we have new business. We have we heard anything, Cheryl? Have you heard anything about interest in any of the open positions?
I have not, but it won't be long before Robin will be resigned.
Did she get her new house? Did she move?
It's under contract.
Her house is under contract for sale? Or
Yeah, it's under, the one here
Yeah.
in Granville is under contract for sale, so as soon as it's not, she's.
oh. So we'll need an auditor. Well, we need an auditor.
We need to auditor.
We do. We still have an open auditor position, but we'll absolutely need a second auditor, otherwise they can't audit. So. Yeah.
This is kind of going back, so don't
Oh,
get
that's
excited about it.
What's going on?
Approved minutes of 7/17, that was cemetery commission. Are you talking about?
7/14.
Okay.
Sorry. July 17th. Oh, I say 7/17. I meant July 14th. Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Did I say seven? Did I? I don't even. I
I
didn't
have the agenda 7/17 and I was like, did I miss?
Oh, on the agenda. Yeah, no, it's July 14th
Okay.
is the actual. I didn't see
I
the.
thought I didn't.
I didn't notice that was on the. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, good night. I didn't see that on the agenda.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah, it is.
Want to change my.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
good for you then. Oh,
It's right on it.
how do we stay ahead of this stuff? Let's see here. Okay, we've gone through the bidding, catering license. For the Maple Angus. They need a temporary catering license.
Where are they?
They're catering.
Chicken farm.
Yeah.
Catering, I think.
But this is not from Stickney Farms. This is a request for the business entity is the Maple Angus LLP out of West Rutland, Vermont. They are a catering license. They have a liquor license as well, or just for does their catering license extend to liquor?
Yes. it does. They'll go through all that.
Yeah. $20. I don't have any questions about that. I think it would be fine.
No.
Okay. Motion to approve this catering license request.
Second, motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so move. All right, where do we sign?
Just like that, what she.
The bottom?
For me, yeah, then I'll give you one system tomorrow and see it.
Page 11. Yeah. Okay, great. We don't have a constable here for the constable report. Give an update on town reappraisal.
Reappraisal, he's finishing up on North Pole Town Line. Top of Buffalo Farm, and as soon as that's done. We'll sit down.
Okay.
Then I post.
Wow, that's a lot.
So by October, he's saying we should be done all stuff.
Okay.
And this one will be.
Getting the low hanging fruit on Route 100. Maybe. He hasn't been to back to my house, but that's okay.
I haven't called him.
I will. We'll call him. I emailed him.
By put you in.
Yeah, I emailed him and he said, it's fine, I can do it, like, we're good, like, look, it's fine, I got the, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He like kicked the can down the road on that, so like, I got a lot to look at. Fine. Awesome, thank you. Thank you for that. Planning commission update, no updates from the planning commission, but I did hear that they have moved they had a meeting scheduled for Thursday, they moved that meeting. They were concerned about, access for, open meeting rules because they weren't able to access the WebEx. And I did talk, I kind of outlined with Will what is required if the WebEx doesn't work. They have to at least have an audio recording, so it doesn't like make them not be able to hold their meeting. They just won't be able to include people calling in unless they have the ability to have somebody call in via their phone. But the WebEx information isn't going to work. But they can still continue with their meeting. But he said he wanted to hold, and he said going forward, he may elect to just voice record meetings, but he's thinking about that. So I just want to put that out there. I kind of gave him the rundown of what's required. It's 5 days afterwards to submit the minutes and the recording so that it can be uploaded, so that Marilyn can post it. So I just let him know that so that he knows.
Yeah, what happened, yes, Will got stuck. The accident. Mike was here and he
He
didn't have anything, so he didn't.
Yeah.
That's.
Which is fine, and they decided they're gonna reschedule, so they're rescheduling. So I'm happy, I told them I'm happy to set up a WebEx. I also said, if they don't have that many people, they only expect to have one person, and he can record on his Mac. I mean, he could do a Zoom link, and they could do a free Zoom link and just have that Zoom link for the planning commission. So, but I'm also happy to give him a link. But I told him too, I think we still need to work on getting a computer set up here so that anybody who's here can access it and get it set up. So I still would like to go through that and see if we can do that, and if that's on the Chromebook or whatever we want to look at using.
Are all the computers out there? I know I have one for the website. Weren't there 3 laptops?
They're all in use.
Um,
Yep, I'm gonna donate from my car. I have never been used. It's never been looked up.
I think we should sit down at some point in time and log into all those things. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with it. I don't want to put something on you that
Right.
more than what you're already doing. So I want to talk that through with you before I do that. But if you're comfortable with it, then, being able to set it up would be great. In the event that I'm late. So it's okay. Hopefully I'm on time, but today I was late. So it'll be good. It'll be great. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Granville Fire Department. Damn.
Okay. So, I have a few things.
Okay.
So last meeting, we discussed the four-wheel drive engine. It's something that, I just want to be clear. Do you want to advertise that, or you want me to put the information together?
Well, first, I've been seeing on the marketplace, there's a company that's doing it. And it looks
There's
like
quite a few.
yeah, and I think it's getting a lot of exposure and they're getting more money from that. The numbers they're seeing, yeah, are much better
Than what you're gonna get just here.
yeah, yeah. So it seems to me that that's where it should be.
I talked to a guy from Bridgewater. He works for Walker Plumbing, but they tried to sell one of their own engines. And they ended up having to sell it to somebody in South America because nobody wanted the thing. Because of its age. It was a single axle engine, I think, similar to what we. I don't think it was a four-wheel drive one, but
The full drive one should pique some interest.
Yeah, even if it's not in fire service anymore, that's of interest. to me.
Right.
Even as a town truck.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with me advertising it, I don't know if you really wanted to do a sealed bid or just get a
I think,
get a
I think
few offers. And
it would be really hard to value it, and I think until it's posted, it's really hard to value it, and I think that I don't know that we'll get a sealed bid. I think for what it is and selling something like that, it'd probably be like very slim to none for people to actually.
No,
step
you
up
get a
with
bid,
that.
you get a bid.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Reggie Brown,
I don't know who that is.
$3,500.
yeah,
Guaranteed.
I don't know who that is.
he has a collection of apparatus.
Okay. I get it, I get it, I think. Well, if we feel like we can get more than that, then we should, that should be. But yeah, I'm wondering, like, and I think we talked before about like potential of what we could get, and like, have you done a little bit more research to see what they're selling for? Do you have a fair idea of what your minimum,
I have an idea as to what it might go for.
what would your minimum be?
I say no more, no less.
No less than 10.
I think the fellow from Brookfield mentioned like 2,500 for.
I don't know any.
Where would you target if
I-
you posted it on?
From what I'm seeing, it looks like there's a company that's actually buying the equipment and then they're reselling it.
In some cases, that's the case, and usually if it's an older apparatus, less value, they don't want to take possession of it. Throw it on state.
Yeah.
And, they would get fee for that.
Yeah. Well, that's all it's a matter of, once I guess, prioritize it, so
Right.
we put a number on that,
A lot of the Facebook groups.
yeah.
Yep.
That's where I was really thinking we should advertise it.
Yeah.
So I think selling this engine is an easy part. You have your aspirations to get another piece of apparatus.
And I've been keeping my eyes open for something. Did last weekend take a trip out to New York. They wanted 35,000 for it, but it does need some work to be inspected. There's a subframe that needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah, so that's a lot
So,
effort.
right.
Well, I think the one you had mentioned that you might be able to get a grant for one or get one that.
So we would not ever be considered for grant funding to use apparatus. It's, but if we came across the right thing for us, I think department first would be willing to fundraise for it like we have the last couple of years, and just pay out time of fundraising.
So how about we draft the letter together and outline kind of what we're looking for. And so on side, you can see like send it to the Forest Service and say, hey, what do you guys got available? We have some funds that may something, and can you work with us? And that'll be a good start.
And I think that they might definitely but something that if after our last conversation, this apparatus, we want it to be geared also towards structure fires. And with a wildland apparatus, you are not going to see a pump much bigger than 300 gallons. And you're probably not going to see an integrated home system. And that's really structure.
Right, because if you buy the wrong piece, then you gotta set it all up. And you don't put it anywhere now.
Yeah, I don't think we want to buy an apparatus we have to spend much money into.
Right.
I mean, granted, we're looking at the used market,
Yeah.
so we expect there may be some needs to be.
Well, it's like the last one we sold, that needed work. And
they've got that thing up and running now, I think.
But are there potentials of funds for a new unit? If we were to apply for a grant to get it, like even if we were to have a sizable down?
If you look at brand new apparatus, you're looking at big money.
Yeah.
You're talking 750,000 upwards of 1.5.
And a long waiting time. too.
And a very
Well,
long,
maybe.
not to say that we couldn't wait.
It'd be easier to find one that's just come to end of service that's still in good shape.
Yeah, end of service for a busier department, but. Maybe on the road, so we're reading.
I could see where you have a busier department than yours is a different situation. Where they're not gonna have a tanker truck, they're not gonna have the thing that you need because they have hydrants in the car.
Right. Yeah.
So,
But there are also, departments that are better off in power. That have more of a tax base like what we do.
Yeah.
They may be willing to affect more, in our situation as well, so. It's just being ready to jump on the right deal, the right thing for us. But.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll start advertising the truck that we have. I'm not expecting that we're gonna jump on, a used apparatus immediately, but, we're keeping our eyes.
We want to ask the Forest Services for that. Is that
I
good?
mean, they might have something out there with a 500-gallon pump minimum, and
500 gallons is minimum
I would see so 750 would be
per minute that you can.
and would they be interested in buying that truck?
down. Maybe we can ask them to
Okay. What do you have on trade?
Well, I just don't want you guys to be out of the two as well. And so tell that one, and then you don't have anything to ride around in for a couple of years, and it's not good.
but
But selling that gives you the funds to sit in the account to pay towards the next.
it would
round.
be, so that vehicle is owned by the towns, the funds would come back to the towns. What we have done with the last shuttle apparatus is ask the proceeds from that be put into the building fund.
Okay.
That's slowly been growing. I think that continuing to buy used apparatus in decent shape, paying for it, raising money that maybe something that we can keep.
Do we have any like sustaining funders, or do we have specific people who are willing to step up and help, or is there?
We have had some significant contributions in the past,
Mhm.
the last 2 years, I'd say. So nothing regular. Coin drops seem to be the easiest way to raise money. Chicken barbecues and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So somebody told me the other day that the Rainbow Coalition may be coming back to Granville. Can you,
I know they're in East Middlebury right now.
Yeah.
can you sell them people farm
Well, I don't think they'll.
rescue permits?
Yeah.
$5 a head or
Yeah.
something?
Oh, but they have $5.
Do you want to head up permitting department?
Yeah.
Yes, I can write permits.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Uh,
For a burning permit, go see John Wiener, we'll make a sign.
so. Yep. Some other things, our building, the lighting in the building, there's 6 fixtures. 2 of them don't work at all, and 2 others are only partially lit. Now they're 8 fixtures. Is that something that we can just get an estimate to replace and make it something dim
LEDs, the LEDs are,
and cheap?
those are like $24.
Yeah.
You can just they just daisy chain together.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
I think I would do that.
$200, you can put a lot of lighting in the building. Yeah. Yeah, they're really bright too.
So I think I'm not opposed to posting it to see what offers you get. I think I wouldn't even consider it if it doesn't meet your minimum, which is 10,000. If
Yeah.
we're,
Might want to start like at 18 or something.
Right.
yeah, post it.
Might-
Yeah. I think doing a fair assessment and seeing what other things are going for and then like marketing it at that.
Right.
And I would say don't go below your minimum because you know that's what you want to get for it. And then I think as another aside, we can start talking about what we could look for that smaller or compact 4-wheel drive option. And I think it's a great idea. Mike, do you want to work with him on doing the letter to send?
Yeah, I'll be glad to speak to the,
Or
of course, yeah, it's Chris. Yeah, it's Chris, I forget his last name. Huh? Rochester? Huh?
Chris Matrick.
Chris Patrick, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. So we at least cross that, that bridge so that we can say yes or no.
Yeah, I
Are
think-
they able to help us? Or they?
I think, yeah, I'll go chat with him and he'll lead me and his address or people and grab something to make people first of all.
And then I think if there's another vehicle that's out there, then it's worth just, even saying, hey, this is what's available in North Carolina or whatever. If we were to take possession of this is how we would break it down. And here's what we need to fund it. And here's what we need, to cover it. If we would take a loan out on it, here's the loan terms. Loan terms are very high right now, but they're destined to come down maybe in the next 6 months or so. So how likely are you going to need that 4-wheel drive vehicle this winter? I think that'd be a question too. Do we want to sell now going into winter time? If that's something you think that the department's going to need.
Well, the apparatus right now, it's not serviceable. We would need to dump a lot of money into it to get it.
Okay. So it is just more taking up space right now. So if you can sell it, you're not going to use it anyway this winter.
Jordan was gonna take a look at it last year.
Yeah, and he could never find the time for it.
Never went in the show.
Yeah, it was gonna be like a $4,000 bill just for the wheels.
I don't really see that happening. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
When you purchase a new or new used, it's not gonna work. Financed, who finances, who buys.
So the last 2 vehicles we acquired, fire department, which is his, takes the loan out in its own name.
Was it 501c3?
It's part of your yearly budget. Loan payment.
Actually, with the ambulance, it was a different situation. Is budgeted every year. What we did with our tanker is the members of the teams agreed that we are going to see fundraising things. And we are.
And
Watch the law.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, right.
They've got water. They have a well.
Yeah. You got-
Yes, they have a well.
Yeah, we haven't dug well.
Oh,
They wash them. They have every couple weeks, they're out there washing them. They're keeping them clean. Yeah, pretty nice.
Never knows.
So, and one other update with EMS, not sure if anyone's heard, situations, so we had a tri-town meeting with 3 fire departments. We're waiting on the ambulance. In the last 10 years, we have tried to provide a first response service to all 3 towns in the hopes that there would be participation from Hancock and Rochester fire departments. Some new members come join us and try to support us. That has not happened, and we are at the point where this is no longer sustainable. Not in a tri-town model. So it sounds like Rochester Fire, especially, is talking to their members to see if they would be interested in providing first response from just Rochester.
Are they staffed for that?
So they have maybe 5 or 6 people that are interested in doing that.
They're EMTs?
They are not EMTs, they are first responder levels, the very basic levels. And it is 20 calls a year, so it just in Manchester, so it's a very busy service. Part of our random of understanding the other 2 towns was that if we wanted to start their own first response entity, we would be supportive of that. But I do feel that if that were to happen, it can give us a lunch between the teams and machine. It's my opinion. So we are very likely not going to submit budget request for Manchester next year. Just for the fact that we do not have the personnel to respond to those calls, and those that we do have, we're getting out.
Yeah. With Rochester calls? Or with
Well, I mean,
with all the calls?
with the total calls from fire and EMS, you're just 200 a year.
Yeah.
And
most of those,
it's,
would you say most of those are Rochester?
yes.
How many are the school?
Hardly any are in the school itself. Most of the calls we see are clearly. And yeah, we perform a lot of limit assents, basic medical checks. So we, right now, I think that we are looking at trying to maintain a service for Granville and Hancock Fire is invested in all and new people. So yeah, there's still a lot of moving parts in situations right now.
In White River ambulance, I mean, with the ambulance service, are they still?
Yes, so they are still responding as in the situation.
Yeah.
They were supporting decision the departments for the first response. They recognize that first response. Especially with the response time.
Has there been any conversation with the ambulance service about contingency planning, if you've heard?
No discussions.
Because they're not they're not gonna be prepared to take people to Middlebury.
Right, you know, we would be looking at CVH, Newberry,
Rutland,
Rutland.
yeah,
yes,
Dartmouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, they could,
You know,
they
so-
could help with Dartmouth.
So in Granville's case especially, you know, you're looking at 45 minutes to the ambulance to even arrive.
Yeah.
And then you have transport from hospital.
Yeah.
It's a very long.
When you get to this long waiting line.
Yeah.
Waitsfield just lost theirs. You know, that's a wealthy community,
Mhm.
3 ski areas,
Yeah,
and yet the state plugged on funding there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah.
Hey, it's awful.
okay, a lot.
Yeah.
So I guess, when it comes to approval to sell, do we need to make a motion to allow that, or do we want to just wait and see what you're allowed?
I would
Yeah.
only bring the offers to you and
Okay,
let you know
before we sell it.
before I.
I think that would be good, because I'd want to have a better idea of like, does it make sense, does it not make sense? I don't want you to, because the only offer, the best offer, do something that's less than what you think we should do. If there's something else we can look at doing, then let's look at doing that. I think that's fair. Thank you.
And Mike, are you the town representative officially now?
I don't know. I mean, I have too many official roles.
Yeah, right.
This is this, yeah, stadium committee, corner school, here in Granville, and trying to earn a living.
Well, if
Maybe.
you or the two of you would.
No, I'd be glad to help and, speak to the.
For a service.
Yeah, if something's up and you want some help, give me a call.
We do have our board meeting next Tuesday, 6:30.
You have to remind me.
Send an email now.
My day goes until it's like I get something done. It could be anywhere. So,
Yeah, I was thinking too, I think we brought it up last time. I was just thinking, I'm gonna set some time aside in my downtime. But I do, like, every once in a while, like, okay, I can focus on a project or I can do something. It would be good to reach out. I was talking to my mom about it, like, if she knows people that we can reach out to with surplus from out west. On used equipment. We saw funds here, like ARPA funds, we saw other things out there, they just get new stuff. Every year, and it just goes to like a surplus lot and it hangs out there and
Right.
like people get it for like pennies on the dollar, so it's like. Out there, like in those places that just have that high volume, like it is wildland, but they get like high end, really nice stuff. Like they always have these really new, nice rigs, and so we should.
We should be a recipient of one of them.
We should, but those are the places that have a lot of the turnover of equipment, and so, whether it's like that far west, but like those states that really do see it, I think it's worth a look. So let's see if there's anybody.
Yeah, they hang on a truck and it's like $4,000 or $5,000 to get it here.
Yeah.
But if it's
Oh,
what we need,
right.
it's serviceable, and we don't have.
We could road trip it.
Road trip it, yeah.
Road trip that a lot of
Hey,
times.
yeah, it's been picked up.
Yeah.
You know, Kira and I took a train out to Illinois.
Yeah.
And brought it back.
Yes.
We spent less than $1,000 or something.
I go to Utah or New Mexico like once every year,
Really?
with my family. Yeah, there is like.
At least they're not rusted.
That's right. There's no rust out there.
I
They don't get rusty.
was amazed going. Wisconsin. It's from the station. And we absolutely pristine.
Yeah. Well, they do like those fires, like all the, like you guys do, like everybody cleans the fire stations all the time. I remember that was just like, I'd go visit my mom at the fire station. They were just constantly cleaning the fire. Like, that's all you guys do. Like, it's cleaning the fire truck.
Usually good cooks, don't you good cook?
Well, yeah, they used to cook for each other. It's
Yeah.
6-hour shifts. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, they'd have to make for a lot of
Good
people.
cooks. Yeah.
Yeah, sheet pans of lasagna and
Mm.
all the big, yeah, all that stuff. She did that for years, for a long time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Anything else?
That was
Awesome. Appreciate it. Website update.
Well, a few months ago, we had a conversation about when we were trying to figure something out, you and Cheryl. And we talked about the billing for the hostings for this. Outcome of that was in switching it to the stuff.
Does the town want to pay the bill? I'd be happy to let them pay it.
Because the other thing I was gonna say is the year is coming up in September. So if we were gonna do that, I think it comes up around September 18 or 19. So it would be right after the next select board meeting. So you can put it on the agenda if you want.
Yes.
So I don't know how that works for you because I know you used to have a store on there and the fire department and us, and so that made good for a shared hosting. But now it's just the fire department and us, and I don't.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it. I think it was $600 a year just to host it. And it was huge for, we don't look at that, but if the town wants to take on that expense, it's fine. And it'll,
I don't know if it would be less to have the town do it, but I remember we had a conversation.
I think we should look at it. I think you're accustomed to the site builder, so I think to like changing it, but I would say like we should look at it, and if it makes sense to stay on that platform, then we should stay on that
I
platform.
mean, in motion is fine. They're great. They answer any, you can call them anytime and they walk you through stuff. It's a great service.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything, it's more just like if we're gonna pay it versus Daniel paying it.
I just don't know what your decision was.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. We hadn't seen the renewal, so we weren't there yet, but I do think doesn't need to come out of Dan's pocket. Should.
Yeah, and I don't know what the would be. It's right.
Yeah,
now,
if it's for two
Yeah, for us right
A
now,
year.
it's $150 on share.
on the shared.
So,
And then if one website drops, so you're only doing two websites on it, right? And then we pay for it, and then the fire department pays for theirs, we pay for ours, then we share it still. Is it still gonna be? Would if one drops off?
I think it's because it's fair.
you can,
It's a share account.
you can host one account, you can host a dozen accounts.
It's the same price.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So,
Is that because it's like you have a shared hosting?
Yeah.
But not everyone who has hosting services through Emotion has a shared account, like could the town go there individually? And I don't know how much it would be at that point.
I don't know the answer to that. That's not something that I had looked into. But happy to look into it and develop the town if that's your pleasure.
Yeah, because I mean, I know that it's in motion. We have the WordPress builder, right?
Yeah.
Content builder. Yeah, it's easy though, and that's one thing too that I want to make sure that we like. Yeah, if it's worth it, if it's the ease of use. Some of those get crazy, like Wix. Wix is not. It's weird, you know.
And then there's Squarespace.
Yeah, that's expensive too. I think Squarespace is, unless you're bringing in money and then you can offset it.
And WordPress.
Bring it
is
in that
pretty- what do they call it? It's open source.
It is, yeah, so it's pretty easy to upload a PDF and it's easy to do that stuff. I think it would make sense for us to keep it. We might be able to go out and say like, you know, we're changing our plan. Maybe there's a new, in motion,
Yeah.
posting
They've got a
service.
website, but I mean,
Yeah.
how much would it be individually? Would it be
Yep.
cheaper for us individually?
Yep.
So look into what you want, whether it's within Motion or some other service. And we can switch the website address and everything over your new service.
Okay. Oh, because I'm thinking the domain name too, because the town should.
Yeah, that's,
Town should.
For it, so it's,
own that.
yeah,
well, the town does own it.
Okay.
What I'm paying.
for that,
I mean.
for that business on the service,
Yeah.
right? So InMotion is the service, WordPress is the content builder. WordPress can be used on other platforms as well, but that's where too, if we're paying them the $150 a year for the Granville town grant, Granville.org, then that's, but if you're saying like for the in motion service and all the sub accounts on there are $150. Is it $600 plus 150 or is it $600 total for the three?
It's $16 for the year, it's a homestead. And you have dollars for the home.
Okay. So in motion is pricey. It's a little bit pricey.
So
It is.
you can.
Well,
you can
everything
look up
That's
your options,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Anyone can host, but I was thinking that year is coming.
Yeah,
We had go down, like,
horrible.
awful, like, yes, they went down and they held us hostage. It was like, well, give us $500, we'll tell you know.
No,
And we couldn't get the domain for some reason, because
Yep.
it was in someone else's name, help the town build the website in the first place. And I don't know how we ended up capturing it again, but it was just really, you know, kind of crazy. So I was,
Yeah.
you know, the town should be in control of that.
yeah, and I think, and I think too, that's where if we share the service with the fire station, that's great. I mean, that's fine, because we're all on it together. I'm just wondering if they have another plan. Because we don't,
I went on their website and it looks like you could have your own website. I mean,
Yeah.
you could just go within motion and get their hosting service for a year and make sure you have the right amount of storage for the
Yeah.
media library and all that.
Yeah.
You know, the more stuff I have on me, the bigger the media library is getting. And
that's right.
we get rid of some of the stuff so we can make a little more stuff. You know,
Yeah,
because I've got stuff on.
yeah.
So, you know, I don't know how.
More links and help host it somewhere else. More links and host.
Yeah, take off
Yeah.
YouTube because everything's going to YouTube.
Yeah, we're doing linked out.
So,
So yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think there's any reason to change. I just want to make sure that you're still able to access for the Granville Fire Department. We're still able to access, so we keep it all in one place, but I also want to see, like, explore and see if it can be less since we're less expensive, just because I feel like we're not doing any e-commerce on it. So there might be things we're paying for that we don't, I don't know, you know what I mean?
I think because it's shared hosting, that
Yeah.
he could like have 100 people on there with us.
Yeah,
Well,
Maybe.
look into whatever service that you want. And we can move the domain over to that. service. Whatever you want.
Okay.
okay,
I have no connection to it other than I wanted the town to have a
I
website,
know.
so I provided the service.
That's great.
Came up about billing and we can't get into the billing without going through you. You know.
Because I'm paying the bill and I am not sending a bill to the town and providing it for free.
Exactly. Exactly.
we don't want you to have to do. And so that's too, like, how can we take it on
So
and share the,
into the service, we'll move the domain over if that's the way you want to do it.
we don't know that we want to do it. We might want to keep it as, we don't want you to pay the bill.
And then the other.
Figure out what you want to do. That's
Okay.
right.
Send you a bill.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dan.
thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was not straight for you.
I know. Yeah, I just,
That,
yeah,
if it's the town's website, the town should be in control.
Yeah.
Too.
and I want him to be in control of the fire station. You know, I think it's perfectly fine either way. I just want to make sure that, like, you know, he's not individually paying for it.
Well, he is.
Yeah, and we don't want him to do
Yeah,
that.
they should.
We should get the bill, we should pay the bill.
Because this is the situation we got into when we lost it in the.
Yeah, well, we should be,
Should just.
you shouldn't be out any money.
it should-
That's the whole
should
thought.
be On our website, our town website should be a link on our website. What should be.
Well, we do have it in the budget for $150 a year and Dan is kind to do that.
He is, yeah.
But he doesn't have.
I don't want him to have that expense.
Yeah, and it's like, well, then.
Cause that's $600. If it's $150 and he's billing us back, that's one thing, but if he's carrying $600 and then we're just 150 on top of it, that's not fair to him. You know, I don't want him to have to do that. And I don't have to do that for the fire station either.
Yeah.
If there's another way we can do it, or if there's any way we can finagle that down, so then we split the cost. If it's $600 plus $150, then we should be paying $300 plus $150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my take on it. I'm not angry at him for doing anything. I think that it's 100%, we should,
Used to be, that's what he feels.
he shouldn't. I don't want him to pay money.
It's kind of worked out for him because, we all, it's like we shared it because he had the store in the fire department. Now, I don't know if he had any other ones, I don't know that,
Yeah,
but he had the store in the fire department and he's.
yeah.
It's just been like, okay, it kind of.
He jumped on his plan, his family plan.
Yeah. And it started.
Yeah, for his family plan.
Now you wanna leave home. Like Derek, like, like the go through Derek's hosting service, say, for example, he would be doing the same thing, Derek.
Yeah,
He has shared hosting too, he told me he has like 100 accounts. But, you know,
yeah.
he says, I do this, you know, I'm just doing, just pay for it.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money. Yes. I mean, that's true. If Daniel has a business, he's making money off of it, then that's another thing. And I'd be like, all right, well, tell us what it costs, you know, that's another thing, but I just don't, I feel so bad. Like, we need to split that. Even if we stick with what we have, we need to split that.
Yeah.
Between the fire department and here,
Yeah.
total cost. Not just the domain cost, because we're,
So then, you know. Just have them send you a bill. The domain comes up in February. It is
Okay.
outside of that. I don't believe the domain is $150 a year. It's. I don't know. I called them and asked, but I can only go so far with my questions
Okay.
because I don't have access to the payment. Panel.
yeah,
And I had to get permission from him and he had to call them to get me developer.
Yeah.
Because the town doesn't own the website.
yeah.
The town owns the website, but it's through his hosting.
It's through his host, yeah, it's through him as the host for emotion, right?
Yeah,
Why can't we host first and have our own website?
We can.
we could.
should.
Yeah.
It should be on the towns, if you want to.
And then he
website, if you wanna go to the fire department.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay, and so that's where I think if we do that, then we take the expense, and then I think that we could then conversely allow him to pay the $150 for the fire department, so he can still access the fire department. And we have this, and that offloads the cost, and then we're paying for it all, which is what we should be doing. And then if we want to go out to bid on a different platform, then we have the total cost in mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have the full understanding for our webmaster to have access and make those decisions. I think that's perfectly fine, and I think we should put that on the next agenda, because I think we need to assess that, and I think we need to lift that expense from Dan. I mean, that's not,
I do too.
I don't want him to have to pay that. And I don't want him
So
to,
wait,
I didn't mean to push the buttons either. I just really don't want him to, like, I feel bad that he's paying.
so when does the website come through? I believe September is the date for September 19 or so, so I think it's right after the next select board meeting.
Okay.
So I can call them, they will tell me that. And I can also see if there's an individual plan that is exactly like what we get on ours, like the same storage amount and
Yeah.
speed and all that. And I can get back to you for that select board meeting and let you know,
Okay.
you know, how it compares and how much it is a year.
Sure.
I mean, they have some plans on here, but I don't know if this compares. to 99 a month.
Yeah.
If that's, if you wanted, you bake cookies, I have
Yeah.
website, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
$14.90.
Yeah.
You know,
Might be all we need.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta see, we gotta make sure that it's matching what we need, and I think initially it was probably to do a lot more. You know, and now we're at a position where it's like, he doesn't necessarily need it for the store anymore. You know, we're in a different position where we're doing different, you know, we're limiting even what we might even need, like, posted on there as far as size of documents and things like that, so we could take a look at it, so we don't mix it up too much. That also gives us,
Something comparable in the word.
that's right, and so.
I would love to stick with Emotion because they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, calling them.
It's not in.
InMotion is the hosting company, yeah.
Yeah, it's like go down. It's capital I, split and then capital down, no space, InMotion.
InMotion.
And the thing is, it's, you know, I know you said that you'd work with Cheryl on the Google Drive, okay? And
Will,
once we
we haven't yet,
Have nothing,
we will, we're not doing it yet, but I told her I would work with you.
not there, Mike.
Oh, you're,
You're on camera, isn't
Oh, is it?
So I don't know. It's all on her.
Okay. Well,
It's on the Google Drive. There's some videos on there that aren't on YouTube. I think I sent you the.
You did.
link for a couple of
yeah, I wanted to sit with you so we could go through and see like, what do we need to upload? What can we save? And then we can go through.
videos that are missing that are still on there. But there's some, if you wipe all of that off, I do after you're done with it,
Yep.
we can, well, they're on YouTube.
Aliens
Well,
have to,
I was having to.
people get so buried in the weeds of these things.
He would, she would videotape
Yeah.
versus WebEx. They were so huge. We talked about this.
Yep.
That I had to compress them with hand brake from a flash drive.
Yeah.
That would take hours and then put them on Google Drive. They would
Which takes a
take
long time to
long.
upload.
Oh my God. So I said, now if she has to videotape it on
Yeah.
the computer instead of WebEx, see, she doesn't have availability or whatever. She doesn't have a computer. She can put it on a flash drive and give it to you. Or you can put it on YouTube, give me the one.
That's right.
Instead of me compressing it.
That's right.
That's the beauty of YouTube.
Yep.
So we could do that way. But once all that stuff is going on the Google Drive, we could put some things down, PDFs, documents, just let it go right to the Google Drive.
Yeah.
Paste in the media library in the website.
That's right. That's good. That would get, that would take care of it. I wanted to, she sent me a note. I wanted to set time with you at some point in time to get you logged into the YouTube account. So then if you had access to the Google Drive, just moving it over there during the day so that we can upload it to YouTube. And then we can create a link and send it to her to post on the old.
I think there might only be 2 videos on there that are
That's
on YouTube
Okay.
from May. And I think I sent you a link about those 2 videos a few times, but
Okay.
it was in the midst of all these meetings.
Okay.
So it was probably like, whatever, you know,
Okay.
but there might be only 2 for May or May 20 or something.
Okay.
And then I can get rid of all that other stuff, and that way we will have 15 gigs of documents.
Okay.
You know, when you do the bids,
Yeah.
people could go there, they won't know they're not in the website when they link to it.
Okay. Yeah.
We run out of room in the website,
Then that'll be finished.
you know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me look in there and see if there's anything that we need help with. I was under the impression that there was a bunch of backlog stuff that we wanted to pare down and switch over and switch out. And if that's not the case, then there's not a whole lot of work.
No.
Okay.
No, once it's out of there, I could just delete them, whatever. And so the other thing is, so she should have, Cheryl, you should have a flash drive or something in case you're, you know how I heard you might have, in case you're recording a computer.
Yeah.
Or you could have it on, I don't know how you would give it to them later.
Yeah.
It's completely open, one long video fit in there.
Yeah.
For you to upload it to YouTube, or you could upload it
To YouTube, yeah.
which you have, and then get rid of it.
Yeah, because it's posted out on YouTube.
I sent it to you. No.
Not for YouTube.
Oh, for YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, first. Okay, but don't delete it out of your computer until you know.
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube.
That's right. Well, that was what I was gonna see, so that I could get you the login credentials and then you can just move it over there. You just over and upload it. It takes a little bit of time, but it creates a link right away. So when I move stuff over, I'll get it running and it might take an hour, you know, to upload the YouTube, but it creates a link so I can send it to you right away. And it'll go out there and then once it's up, it's up. It creates a link automatically.
And I was
Just
gonna
saves
say
time
that-
from sitting there waiting, you know.
I know the ones to upload them to the Google Drive,
Yeah.
if they were left in their long format, like we worked with them for so long since last fall.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then I downloaded some software and was able to compress them. It still took 2 hours. You know, it
Yeah.
was much better.
Well, that's where too, like the videos that come off of this are much more condensed and I don't really have to download them. I just move them over and upload, you know what I mean? It saves it and then I move it. Yeah.
Another thing I was gonna say about the update, I have here putting the agendas right on the homepage
Yeah.
before the meeting. Instead of having people go, gee, what's gonna happen at the meeting? We go to agendas and minutes and they are there.
Yeah.
You know, for the.
I saw it when I logged in, it's right there.
And that way, if people see it, they go, oh, I wanna go to that.
Yeah.
Like all the people that came tonight,
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
you know,
Yeah,
so
I think it's great.
there.
Yeah.
so people
Full
see it.
page. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I do think that's encouraging. And you know, it was there too for the cemetery commission, so it
Yes.
was very easy to find.
Kind of. Meeting.
I thought that was great.
I won't put the minutes there though, because
It's a lot.
it's that, you know.
TMI. Yeah, okay, awesome. Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome.
Great update. Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work and we appreciate it. You're so responsive too. When we send them over, you guys are gonna.
Flip files, because I know people want to know and plan their week. Oh, maybe I'll go to the meeting, or maybe I'll ask this question, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. All right, next up, roads commissioner update, sand file.
So. I think we're gonna get our sand from. Champlain Construction like we had in the past,
Okay,
as requested by our winning bid contractor. And that's the sand that they want to use.
Okay.
I was down there trying to figure out how much sand we have left in our pile. And I think we,
okay.
huh?
There's some sand.
Not really that much sand, no,
Okay,
not in the greater scheme of things. I think there's only about 400 yards of sand there in the piles left.
okay.
So
So we talked,
we-
like,
Hopefully won't let them make the decision with the same commission. Yeah,
it was pretty adamant about getting it from Champlain Construction.
that's what we do, yeah. And that material there is coarser, which is good.
Yeah, last winter, got into the backside of the sand piles and started using them, got into some of that sand, and I think it saved us. But
Yeah.
that was something from Champlain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a phone call.
okay,
And I don't know if they would wanna truck it, Charlie truck it themselves, or Champlain wants to truck it. They can ask either way. It's articulated to me that they don't really care if they truck it or not. From ACL.
You know, depends how busy it is.
Yeah,
How many yards are we?
I think we should buy 1,200 yards of sand this year. I think it took it pretty hard last year. We used a lot of sand. That's the way the winter was. I don't know how much it will cost yet. I haven't called to see what the per yard price is, but I don't think it's gonna vary much from any of the other vendors
on sand cost.
on the cost of the sand.
We had somebody over in Middlebury that reached out with Shane that wanted to, and Shane had mentioned that he was gonna have him reach out to us. There's I think where you got the sand last year.
Yes. They have bought. They bought Barron's Pit in Bolton,
Okay.
so that, yeah, they reached out to me with the sand, but I think pretty sure they were. I think they were $20 a yard for their sand. And it's in Bolton.
A long ways away.
Mhm.
Long ways for everything.
Yeah.
Over the mountain or it's up the gut, up to Bolton. And I don't know. I know some towns use Barron's sand in the past. I don't know how well it did for them, so.
Where did you get the sand last year? That's the guy that reached out to Shane. Where did you get the sand? And then Shane had questions on it, but it's where you got the sand.
That's Acker.
That's
That's the same
yeah.
guy,
Okay,
the same outfit they bought.
okay,
Sand pit.
so that was accurate. Yeah, he was wondering how he could get in on making sure that he, was able to provide us sand and gravel. And he said, he talked with Shane about it, and Shane had talked to him about it, and I think Shane was evasive on whether or not he wanted to get him involved, and so he was just hands on. For putting it out there that it doesn't seem like he was.
So how much they were done.
Yeah.
So the trucking numbers would be double.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anyways,
We should ask Charles if he wants to truck it first. And if he doesn't, then let Champlain do it, or if you want to do it, Kenny, or. I don't know.
yeah,
So,
I think I'd put it to Charles first.
yeah, he's generally, he's got the bid for it. So
He's got trucks. So, I don't know how busy they are.
Anything else?
We got roads are getting mowed. So I don't know if people have seen that.
Yeah, they're doing a good job too.
Doing a good job on the road mowing. Yeah.
You did.
Get that in the call.
I have gotten several phone calls over the road mowing from the same person. Yeah,
What was the complaint about?
That is trees and flowers.
Uh,
I didn't get that one.
on the back roads?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, he got his flowers mowed.
Yeah, is saplings that you planted along the top of the embankment
Oh,
where the project was, he put saplings in there.
must not have had his no mow sign out.
Yeah, they gotta put a sign out. These guys, the mowers, don't know.
No. Well, I gotta take down anything that's been.
Called Ken so that Ken could remind him, because we went through this a few years ago, where blowing over people's flower heads. Remind.
Bar that, he's doing a good job. I had him go all the way to the Forest Service gate on West Hill this year because it needed it. He mowed the brush off the side of the stone bridge up there. And, so,
Still is good.
and you want to look?
Yeah.
On your bike?
No, I went up with Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on a little drive up there because he said there were Mona up there. And I said, you gotta go look at it, make sure it looks good. It's good.
He didn't do down by John Clearfield Farm. John requested that he didn't mow that. He didn't want people looking mean or so
Yeah.
running around on his farms. And people want to park there, they can park there still, but it's not mowing.
Yeah.
But everything else is done. I think they were going to finish up today, or they're close to being finished today. Anyways, that's that.
They were battling all the traffic that was rerouted up there. And the road was.
Yeah. They were mowing off follow when the
Yeah,
power was going through.
yep, they were on bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took a toll on Madison Hill too.
All the people,
Yeah. So
they weren't telling people to go that way. The fire department was not telling people to go that way. They were telling them to go around. They told me to go around.
which way?
Around like 125 and then back over 17 to
Oh
get
my
back to
God.
Catholic. And
Really?
I said, no.
No way.
He's like, I wouldn't tell anybody to go that way. I'm like, I live on through. I'm like, dude, I live on Route 100.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around. So,
Where was the accident?
is,
Just above the town line,
yeah.
no, we're wrong words.
Did somebody lose their paddle boat?
Yeah, so the
No, not up there. Yeah, paved options.
So the paddle boat was down here somewhere, so it was in
Yeah.
town. I think they picked it up on the side of the road
Yeah.
and put it on their roof, and I think it may have come left off or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's about one of the guy that works for me said that was incredible the other day.
Yeah.
And it ended up at the accident.
Yeah.
So they must have put it on their vehicle and didn't secure it. They have caused the accident.
Yeah.
Someone get hurt. I don't know.
Had the guy that crossed the center line and took out the power pole.
Mhm.
And nobody could get to them or the people from Pennsylvania because of the lines in the way.
Seen state cops doing tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, big blow.
But
For
Yeah,
Coach
good.
Bend. Yeah, they said they'd be here. They came last meeting and said they were gonna patrol more often. So,
yeah, we have individuals doing 149 miles an hour.
we saw that.
In the middle of the afternoon.
What?
Is that a car or a motorcycle? We thought that would have to be.
Pickup trucks chasing each other down the road.
Oh, God.
Doing 100 right
What?
out here?
149.
Yeah, that was the cycle.
Was white pickup trucks? Yeah, one was white, and the other was like a.
Where's that trailer when they were gone?
They were right.
On board this 40 mile per hour zone.
Right here.
It went, he clocked it on the little thing out there.
And you not want it from them, not.
Yeah.
And then days later, people were doing 100 feet.
We see motorcycles go by our house all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Never
all the
fixed.
things are going that fast here, they hit the bridge, get airport. Yeah, and if you look at that report, it would be in the best interest of the town to contract out speed enforcement,
Yes,
because it would make us.
it would be, it would. I think we could through Addison County. Yeah. We could do Addison County Sheriff.
We could just have the state police do more.
Yeah. Well, Hancock does have Addison County Sheriff covered there.
But they don't like coming over because they don't have a radio service. They have to have two. And they have to have 2 people because of that.
State police don't have a radio.
The state police do.
They do.
We use it.
Do they have satellite?
They don't have.
Yeah, they have. They use theirs.
Well, they must have been.
State.
Okay. Okay.
I guess that's all I have.
So you- Okay. Okay, any further public communications or comments?
There's a missing north line on the north ending.
Oh, there is.
It's leaning
Yeah.
against the apple tree. It needs to be planted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, she said
Yeah.
the sign, it's not, missing.
Well, maybe it was. I picked it up this spring. It was laid down and I leaned it against the apple tree.
Right, yeah, yeah, she's meaning.
I'll look tomorrow when I go north.
Okay.
I think we're
The
gonna have
other,
another sign too,
Yeah.
maybe.
the other
We need
thing,
some work on the signage.
someone said there's a bridge marker missing on the Forest Service 55 by that big culvert
It's, yeah,
Yeah, it's laying down.
laying down.
Yeah. It's
no, I set it back up next to the bridge and put the softer back in. That was the other call from resident up on West Oak Station.
Huh. That was way up, but that's up with the double barrel of the stone.
Bridge.
You know,
I think that's been wiped out for a while, but the brush that was on the side of the bridge is now gone, so you don't have a little funnel to go down the bridge. The
Right.
bridge is wide open.
Yeah.
So that may be a future issue for us to put guardrails or something on that bridge or something, because it's a pretty good sized drop.
Yeah.
Right there. There's another one, the head wall, and the other one down in the Patterson Brook, they want to do look at too.
Way out. Way out on Patterson?
No, that's not theirs.
Well, that's right.
Anyways,
We don't own any of Patterson, do
no, it's by permission with the wrong 55,
we? Yeah, okay, yeah.
where the brook comes from.
very good.
That's all you have.
All that I've been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, that's great.
I
Good
guess
to
we
hear.
covered all the bases.
Motion to adjourn.
For supper.
Okay,
Haven't had dinner yet.
all in favor?
We don't have one.
Yeah, moving forward, adjourned.
Or
All right. Okay, let me get together all this stuff.
you know, it's
We're gonna do this.
so similar.
Hopefully we have a light winter.
You gotta